Well, good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us again tonight. We begin tonight's show on the very sensitive subject of body versus soul. Now, it is the opinion of a lot of people and some health experts that gay men place too much emphasis on their bodies. Well, tonight in part one of our big story, you'll hear from a local plastic surgeon and from an electrolysis about the extremes that gay men go to for that perfect body. The tragic and unfortunate death of English-born Paul Falaschi, better known to close friends here in San Francisco as Paul Freeman, remains the prime example of a gay man going too far to achieve the perfect body.
Absolutely. It's a horrible tragedy. I mean, Paul was a human, and he was a young man who was learning life, experimenting with life as all young people do. And it's cut short.
A life cut short at just 25 years old. Freeman, who friends say already had the perfect body, wasn't satisfied. So he underwent liposuction surgery to remove excess body fat. And just a few days after the operation, Freeman became deathly ill and died almost instantly after being brought here to the emergency room of St. Francis Hospital.
It's obvious that Paul died from a very serious staphylococcus infection, commonly known as a flesh-eating bacteria that is very, very rampant, extremely virile, and it moves very fast.
The infection spread so fast that Freeman's parents, rushing from Birmingham, England, to be by his hospital bedside, arrived only to learn their son was already dead.
Just because Paul wanted the case and wanted to have this surgery, that he wanted to have the perfect body. To me, more just on a personal basis and not so much of a legal basis, I think that you look at, was this surgery warranted?
San Francisco lawyer Thomas Ray is the family's attorney. He plans to file a medical malpractice lawsuit against the plastic surgeon who performed the operation. The family, in a coroner's inquest from England, is questioning how could a routine liposuction operation become so lethal.
Paul's family is very concerned that other young men like Paul know all of the risk involved in these types of surgery purely for cosmetic reasons. And his mother and I spoke last week. She called me from Birmingham, England, and we discussed this whole issue. And I asked her, in particular, whether I could do this interview, and as well as releasing some documents to another member of the press. And her response, of course, was, if it will save another young man, yes, please do it.
San Francisco plastic surgeon Michael Chavez says anywhere from 80 to 90% of his clients are men in general wanting plastic surgery. But more often than not, they are gay men, and 99% of his surgery is purely cosmetic.
The younger men probably are doing things such as collagen to fill in lines or furrows or make lips larger. Maybe they're doing things like Botox, which basically is something that can be injected to take away wrinkles and frown lines. I think that some of them are having ear surgery done. For example, if their ears are pushed out, they're having those pinned back. I think a lot of them are having stuff done to their noses, rhinoplasty, to basically reshape their nose. I think the other thing would be chin implants. Men that have sort of like a receding chin, they can have implants in to give them a stronger jawline, basically.
Probably second to gay men getting more testosterone injections to help create the perfect body is gay men's obsession with full-body hair removal. Electrologist Dr. Randall Stevens says he's never seen so much intensity from gay men wanting to look perfect. His clientele, almost exclusively gay, have offered him double his normal hourly rate of $60 to get the job done perfectly.
And I have people come in with magnifying glasses, and I have people who come in with, they have marked on an area, you know, with a ballpoint pen where there's a hair, and I can barely see it. And so with, you know, surgical lenses and my light, then I can see it. But I mean, I would call that, that to me has crossed the line. I did not see that years ago. You know, I've had people call me on their cell phone on vacation in Europe, and I had another client call me from an airplane, another client call me from the beach in Hawaii, saying, I'm sitting here and I notice there was a hair on my shaft when I went to the bathroom. Perhaps there was a little bit of regrowth, or maybe I missed one. I'm not perfect. And they would actually call me, you know, at all hours of the day and night, and I respond to the beeper, and they're like, hello, I'm on a red-eye in New York, and I found a hair.
Those who seek the perfect body argue that critics are simply blowing the controversy entirely out of proportion, and that a person not only has a right, but a prerogative to have a perfect body. Fine, says Stevens, but not at the expense and reputation of the rest of the gay community.
I mean, we used to pray if we could just get through the epidemic, we'd be all right. And we did, and a lot of us did, and a lot of people have new hope with the cocktails. But now life isn't enough, survival's not enough. Now they want to be like the epitome of the perfect, quote unquote, what they feel a gay male should be. And I think that they're reaching in desperation for something that's not there.
Words of advice that perhaps come too late for Paul Freeman.